Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Good day, class. I welcome you all. This is a GSP use of English class, that is 1201/2201 for first semester 2019-2020. This course use of English comprises of 7 modules, but I'm going to take module 1 and then module 3. But for this particular lesson I'm going to focus on module 1, that is vocabulary development. Under this vocabulary development, we are going to look at the ways of increasing or boosting our vocabulary, because vocabulary is a building blocks for effective communication, either spoken or written. For one to communicate effectively, he has to increase his vocabulary. So under this course, we are going to look at the ways one is going to do that. My name is Lj Garba. I'm going to take this module as I explained earlier, and a PDF is attached with the PowerPoint slides, or rather PowerPoint presentation. The PDF contains a comprehensive note or explanation of what is on these slides, and then also we are going to have an interactive class or session where you are going to ask questions in relation to this particular module. Explained in the previous slide that the course is focuses on the vocabulary development. It's going to look at how we are going to develop our vocabularies, that is the ways one develops his vocabularies. As we all know, vocabularies are essential ingredients for spoken and written communication. That is, for one to communicate effectively or eloquently, he has to develop or increase or boost his vocabulary, and one can develop his vocabulary through reading of different texts such as novels, short stories, magazines, journals, and so on. The items to be discussed under this module include the following. To look at the denotation and connotation meaning, register in jargons, phrasal verbs, and idioms. These are the 4 items we are going to discuss, or we are going to study under this module. Vocabulary refers to the number and variety of words with which a person is familiar and which he or she is able to use correctly. In other words, the number of words one has and uses them correctly in any given context is what refers to vocabulary. Under this vocabulary development, as I explained earlier, we are going to start with denotation. Denotation is denotative or logical meaning. By denotative or logical meaning, we mean the primary or literal or dictionary meaning of a word, indicating the idea or concept to which it refers. That is to say, the primary meaning of any given word, or the dictionary meaning of any given word. It is the denotative meaning of that particular word. And denotative meaning remains stable since it defines the essential attribute of a concept. It remains stable in the sense that the meaning, the primary meaning of a word is always the same in all the dictionaries you check, and in every place you go, the meaning is the same. For example, when we look at the word blue, the primary meaning of this word blue means color, that is color blue, and also the primary meaning of the word dog means animal. And every dictionary you check, the meaning remains the same. Connotation meaning or connotative meaning is the additional or secondary meaning of a word. Apart from the primary meaning of a word, any meaning applied to that particular word, it is the connotative meaning of that particular word. If you can remember, the notation or denotative meaning remain stable, but connotative meaning changes. As we can see in this slide, we have positive connotation, neutral connotation, and negative connotation. If we look at this word interested, the positive connotation, interested, but the neutral connotation is curious, while the negative connotation is nosy, that is to be curious in someone's affairs. If you look at the word employ, is the positive connotation, while the neutral connotation is use, and the negative connotation is exploit. So we can see how the connotation or connotative meaning changes, while denotative meaning remains. The next item is register. Register is a conventional way to use a language that is appropriate in a specific context. That is, the conventional way of using language is the register of that language. For example, when we look at the situational, that is a situation you find yourself, you can see how the meaning or the register is used, like in mosque, in church, in occupational, among lawyers, doctors, lecturers, and so on. Let's take example like the word money. When you give money to a beggar, the register used there is alms. But when you give money in a court, it is called fine. Also, when you give money during wedding, it is called dowry. So we can see how the situation give birth to different words depending on the situation or depending on the context that particular word money is used. One of the defining feature of register is the use of jargon. That is, one way of using register is jargon. Jargon refers to the technical vocabulary of a profession, trade, or activity like law, medicine, tourism, football, basketball, and so on. While register is the conventional way of using language, jargon is the technical vocabulary used in different professions or activities. and there are some examples given. For example, when you look at the word morphology, has to do with linguists, while tribulation has to do with religion, while lawyer or lawyers use the word plaintiff. So all these show us how words are used differently depending on the situation they are used. The next item is phrasal verb. Phrasal verb is an idiomatic phrase consisting of a verb and other elements. That is, a phrasal verb is a combination of a verb and other grammatical classes. For example, a verb and an adverb, as in this example, breakdown. When we look at the word breakdown, the break is a verb while down is an adjective, and they are combined together to give different meaning. Also, verb with a preposition is also called a phrasal verb, as in this example, check in. Check is a verb while in is a preposition. Also, a combination of verb, an adverb, and a preposition is also called a phrasal verb, as in this example, look down on. Look is a verb, down is an adverb, and on is a preposition. So when these elements are combined together to give another meaning, it is called a phrasal verb. And we can see more examples like keep up means to maintain, drop off, to fall asleep, take on, to decide on something. Idiom is a group of words whose meaning cannot be explained in terms of habitual meanings of the words that make up its parts. We can see that a combination of words, different words, and when the words are combined and give different meaning apart from the normal meaning of the words, is what is called an idiom. And if we can see that in phrasal verbs there is a structure for a phrasal verb, while in idiom there is no any structure. The structure here means that in a phrasal verb you either combine verb with an adverb, or verb with an preposition, or verb with an adverb and a preposition to bring to give meaning. While in an idiom, from the example we can see, it is just a combination of different words without any restriction. For example, in the same boat mean in the same circumstances. To break the ice means to take the first step. When we take, for example, to break the ice, if we are going by the normal meaning of the combination of words, one might say that you are going to break an ice block, but since it is an idiom, we can see the meaning deducted from the combination is entirely different from the habitual or normal meaning of the words. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy the lecture and you understand what vocabulary development is. That is, you see how we use different ways to boost or to increase our vocabulary. That is by connotation, denotation, register, jargon, phrasal verbs, and idioms. When we are using these items, we can see that we're going to have more words, and will have what do you call it, more vocabularies. And the more we have vocabularies, the more we can express ourselves eloquently in written or spoken form. Bye bye.